Every night, as Mary and I turn over to go to sleep, the last thing we say to each other is, "I love you." If something were to happen in the night, those would be the last words which would have been spoken between us. But it's not that way with all couples. You may have heard of one couple who was celebrating their 25th anniversary. And during the course of their dinner out, she asked him if he loves her. He replies, "I told you I love you on our wedding day. And if something changes, I'll let you know." Not exactly the vote of reassurance which the wife was seeking, I'm sure. But not all questions of, "Do you love me?" are answered the way we would like them to be. Sometimes those questions are opportunities for us to understand that our love may not be seen or felt as much as we think it is. We're so familiar with today's gospel of the interaction between Jesus and Peter that it may have lost some of its importance to our lives. We are to remember who is asking who in this dialogue. It is Jesus asking Peter, not the other way around. How many times during our day will we question God's love for us in little and varied ways? We will ask for a sign for him to give us in order that we believe. We will pound heaven with our requests, or should I say demands, that God grant what we are asking for. We will be so caught up in our own petty needs that we ignore the lambs and the sheep that are placed in our path to feed and tend. Lambs and sheep with greater needs than our own. Yet we will continue to express our deep and undying love for God and for Jesus. And I have no doubt that we mean it in all sincerity. But we have turned the tables and reversed the roles so that the servant is the master and the master the servant in our minds. Sometimes we may question why I am being asked to do such and such and not the person over there. Sounds like Peter a little further in this gospel when he asked Jesus, "Well, what about John?" Each of us has our own path to walk, our own journey to undergo, our own cross to bear, which no one else can do for us. They have their own path, journey, cross. I think it is ironic that Peter asked about John, who, as we know, goes in a completely different direction than Peter. And yet it is John who is telling us the story of this interaction today, not Peter. Peter became the great martyr. John became the great writer. Different paths, different lives, different crosses. Yet both were to express their love for Jesus. So when we ask, "Why me and not that person over there?" consider that you may be the only one who can fulfill the command being asked of you. We may ask because we feel weak and alone and unprepared to step out and undertake the mission. Yet Jesus never leaves us alone. He is always with us and will give us the strength of the Holy Spirit in any endeavor he invites us to do. Believe in Jesus. Trust in Jesus. Answer the question, do you love me today and every day?